Happy Sunday, Tampa Bay. We're with you for another week to talk about the local real estate market here in Tampa Bay. I'm Andrew Duncan of the Duncan Duo, and I've got Mike Yates with Atlantic Bay Mortgage and Richard Vazquez from Artisan Insurance. Richard's our notable homeowners insurance expert. Comes on to talk to us about what's going on the homeowners insurance front. And Mike talks to us about mortgage lending. We've got a lot to get to today, but I want to start off with Richard today. And you had some important stuff you wanted to make sure the listeners paid attention to on the insurance front.
Absolutely. We've been noticing within the last couple of weeks a lot of emails flying around coming mostly from the insurance companies. One of the big rating companies, Demotech, is who basically, when you buy an A-rated company, well, that A rating comes from Demotech. They made a big announcement about a week ago or 2 weeks ago that there are specific companies that they are going to start downgrading.
Wow. From
A to S, which I guess would be satisfactory.
It's like a C.
Right.
It's like
you're
go
just
from an A student to
it's
the
average.
honor roll to a C student.
Right, you're middle of the pack now. So they've never done this before in the past. So it was a big deal and really caught the attention of a lot of insurance companies and made some of them scared. Where this comes into play with regards to the real estate market is that mortgages, and I know Mike can talk about this a little bit later, but mortgage companies, many of them require you to be insured with an A-rated company. So you may already have insurance and everything is fine, and you may get a nasty letter from your mortgage company saying that your insurance no longer qualifies for your loan and you got to go out and find a different insurance company. Or if you're in the process of buying a house, we need to make sure that you are with an A-rated company so that we don't run into this issue and it delays your closing. We're lucky enough that we only have one company out of 35 that we deal with that may be affected, so we just need to be aware that
And that's obviously with your firm, and I'm sure there's other companies out there, though, that have more policies or are more likely to sell policies of some of the lower grade companies. So
right,
it's certainly
exactly
something to pay attention to, because obviously, like we said, on the lending front, lenders can sometimes not accept a certain insurance policy if they don't like the rating. I'm sure the rating has something to do with satisfying claims and paying claims versus not paying claims, and then financial stability, I would assume, is another big one.
Yeah, financial stability is the big one. Obviously we don't write for every single insurance company here in Florida, so you need to be aware of that. It might be a good question for you to ask and inquire about it, because you don't want to be forced to go do something at the last minute. But like you mentioned, it has a lot to do with financial stability. How much reinsurance do they have, which is the insurance company that insures the insurance company.
Right.
That's as far as I'm going into that, because it can get complicated and confusing. But yeah, you want to be insured with a good insurance company. If we have a rough hurricane season, you want to make sure that your insurance company is able to pay your claims and you're not left with a damaged house.
And so what's the latest on Citizens? I know that for our listeners out there, there's probably a lot of people that have Citizens policies. They started out to be the insurer of last resort, and obviously then became the insurer of first resort.
Right.
And it looks like they're starting to get rid of some policies and not be as much of a focal point in the insurance with a lot of competition that's come in.
They're trying real hard to get rid of a lot of policies. We're lucky in the fact that because we have so many insurance companies, we very rarely write Citizens. But when we do, if somebody has a reason, maybe a lot of claims or maybe a dangerous dog or something like that, and they have to go with Citizens, we let them know you're going to get a letter pretty quickly after we write this policy telling you that you're going to be taken away by another insurance company. We're still your insurance agent, and it's up to you if you want to stay with Citizens or you want to go with the new insurance company. So it's pretty common nowadays, and people can expect that if they get a Citizens insurance policy, that they're going to get a letter to be taken out to another insurance company. And Citizens is greatly decreasing their number of policies, which I believe is a good thing.
I think so too. The more private, I think the more private insurers you bring in, the better it makes for the whole market. Just believing in capitalism and all that. I think it's a bonus.
Absolutely.
They're getting out of that business and more or less being what they started out to be all along, which was the insurer of last resort, which
Right.
is what they were supposed to be.
And just a reminder that, you know, if you have an insurance policy with Citizens, you're not insured by an insurance company, you're insured by the state of Florida.
Right.
And so the state of Florida doesn't really want to be in the insurance business.
More or less.
You know,
Yeah.
so we'll leave that up to the insurance companies.
And Mike, speaking of that, is it something you guys come across a lot in underwriting where the insurance policy isn't accepted? And obviously now it probably will become more common if insurers, you know, if some insurance companies are getting, you know, downgraded.
It is, to hit on Richard's point, our company, as well as most lenders, do require that it's an A-rated carrier and insurance company. But there are certain things that lenders look for in the coverages, proper coverage amounts, deductibles. There's various factors that play into it.
And I think in a nutshell, there's obviously some checks and balances for consumers. You know, so in that instance, the consumer isn't likely to get the bad policy because the lender is going to reject it. But in an instance where somebody's using cash, you know, there isn't that extra lender checkpoint. So, you know, I would probably say it's probably more important for somebody that's buying cash and getting insurance to double check the rating of the insurance company, because there's not that extra checkpoint
Exactly.
that most
Right.
lenders are going to have in place.
Exactly.